Some Devils. Back to answer some more goddamn questions. Questions are going over today. Around the video, what's the worst thing that can happen to the death metal scene? Question mark. 1.1K views 2 weeks ago, goddammit. 112 comments. So let's see what the fucking worst thing can happen. According to Devils. All the way at the bottom. You know how we do it. Question mark. Very at the bottom. There we go. Rory McCann. Rory McCann. A cult. Surprised you didn't say tribe. Rest in peace, Indians. Last out. Rep the land. J-Dog. Oh, yeah, those guys. I will say this. The baseball fans are way less annoying than the fucking the fat ball fans. The Browns and fucking Ohio State and all that. Because it's just a bunch of fucking idiots 99 times out of 100. It's guys that never played the fucking sport, but yet they're so passionate about it, which makes zero fucking sense to me. At least a lot of guys, they actually did play baseball or softball as a kid, so at least that makes a little bit more fucking sense. And they're less rowdy, drunken, just assholes, for lack of better words. And just less douchey. Like when you meet them, it's just there's fucking. And not to mention, you could just tell that, especially a lot of the girls and shit like that, but dudes too. It attracts more fucking posers. The fat ball attracts more posers. And what I mean by that is, guys that aren't truly guys and girls. A lot of the girls, I noticed this. I guess they fit in to whatever friends they're around, or their husbands or boyfriends likes it. For example, what I'm saying is, if you like a band, right, you're going to the show. You're going to stand there and watch the fucking band, right? A lot of these fucking idiots love the Browns. The Browns are on. They're not even watching them. Well, how are you a fucking fan then? Why wouldn't you watch them? Wearing the shirt. Say they love them. Say they love the game. Well, why aren't you watching it then? As opposed with like the Indians and shit, it seems like you get less of that. Basketball too. They're just way, way less annoying. It's almost kind of like, especially baseball, it's almost kind of like more of a family type sport, where maybe grandparents might take their grandkids or parents might take their kids. It's a little bit more friendly, laid back, and just less fucking douchey. And again, just football posers. And again, I don't even like football at all, aka fat ball. I remember always hearing, like, as a kid and shit, these guys are jacked. Then when you get in the bodybuilding, I'm like, I look at this fucking quarterback, looks like some fucking 160-pound pencil neck dick, and fucking the guys, the linemen or whatever, the bunch of fucking fat asses, fucking jelly rolls hanging over their pants. I mean, there's a couple I did see that you're like, oh, they look pretty jacked, like you see photos and shit, but that's like 1 out of 100 at most. Like, most of these guys look like absolute dog shit. Now they're good athletes, I'll give them that, but I'm just saying, like I said, football players are jacked. Jacked my ass. Fucking, you clearly haven't seen fucking jacked. Come out to fucking Vegas when the Mr. Olympia's coming out and just forget the guys even competing. Just people even attending the show. Some people come from around the world. You'll see fucking jacked. You haven't seen jacked if you think any of those fat ball guys are jacked. If you honestly think those guys are jacked, you literally have never seen jacked in your personal life. You just haven't, because there's no way you would think that. But yeah, the football posers, beyond fucking annoying. And yeah, if you're gonna pretend to like the fucking sport, don't be outside smoking a fucking cigarette or out and about somewhere else when the game's going on. Either you're a fan of it or you're not. Like, it'll be times like I'm at the fucking grocery store and the fucking stupid ass fat ball game's going on because you can't go anywhere without fucking some idiot talking about it. And like, yeah, how we doing? How this game? I'm at the grocery store. When you're here, why aren't you watching if you're a fucking fan? Meanwhile, they wear the shirt and everything. So yeah, opposed with like I said, the baseball, it's definitely way, way, way less. At least from what I've noticed. If you guys think it's more of the same, let me know. Not that I give a fuck, because I don't follow any of that stupid shit. I just never care. It's just something I'd never gotten. I never got into the fucking commercialized sports. I never cared about them. But the football posers, beyond fucking annoying. And yeah, fuck the land. You guys ever think about making more flags / banners? The ones you got are cool, but banners are the shit. We need more. They would sell. Yeah, I mean, as long as bands have files, you got to remember they got to actually have the actual files to blow that art up and have it big. And a lot of these fucking knobs, they ain't got fucking shit. They can't even supply it for like a CD reissue, an LP, whatever. But yeah, it'd have to be something like, if it was up to me, it's got to be more so classics, like how how we did the Morticians, Deceased, Empatego. It wouldn't make sense, for example, as much as I like Spider, I wouldn't want to do a banner of them yet. Why? Because it's a newer band, and for me, posters and flags kind of are kind of reserved for the classics, in a sense, just because it's another format that's inconvenient to store if it doesn't fucking sell. And the classics are worth, well, if it's a classic, for example, if you have Possessed Seven Churches band, there's a very good chance it's going to fucking sell, as opposed to over a new band. Not as much. Like if we could do Dismember, you know what I mean? It'd be fucking great. But would be another band that'd be realistic that we kind of work with that we could possibly do. I mean, they're kind of hit classic status at this point, even though they're a new band, newer band in my opinion. It's like Midnight, for example, Midnight Satanic Royalty flag, or the Bell. Which didn't we do flags by Midnight? Maybe just the Bell flags, but something like that, which they kind of on that status because if they're not considered classic or legendary, they will eventually. They will. You know what? What I really would think would be a good idea. Shit, I'd fucking hang that flag. Is a Toxic Holocaust Evil Never Dies. To me, that's a fucking total classic. And we have worked with Toxic before. Done the Picture This and Deathmaster T-shirts. So which pictures we did? The Evil Never Dies, Picture Disc, Hell on Earth Picture Disc, the Critical Madness demo, LP and Picture Disc. Anything else by Toxic? And then the Deathmaster T-shirts. I think that's all we did. But fuck, maybe I'll throw in a suggestion box. Evil Never Dies, goddamn banners. How many of you devils would want a fucking Toxic Holocaust Evil Never Dies fucking banners? You know what's fucking hilarious too? Because I know there's gonna be a bunch of fucking guys throwing the comments, which is totally fine. I don't care if you don't like them. Fuck Toxic Holocaust, they suck. Blah blah blah. Thrash. It's so funny how this scene goes in trends. I'm telling you right fucking now. In 2003, isn't that when the Evil Never Dies album came out? 2003, 2004, 2005. I'm fucking telling you, dude. I love Toxic Holocaust, but I never thought this, but the general's fucking thing in the underground scene. I'm not talking about the fucking gay ass Pantera scene. I'm talking about the real metal scene that we know over here. If you didn't like Toxic Holocaust, you were considered a fucking poser. 100% considered a poser. It'd be all over the Nuclear War Now thread board. I remember Dawn of the Dead. This is the greatest thing since the 80s when it came out. That guy didn't like fucking anything. Everybody said it. Everybody. I remember when it was right on that time, probably 05 then, when the Deathmaster 7-inch came out, and the 7-inch was just called Power from Hell, and they covered Onslaught. That had like one original track. I had the 7-inch. I believe Iron Bonehead put it out. We got them in. I specifically remember the Iron Bonehead release. Literally got 100 of them overnight, all gone, sold. This is back when nobody even knew who the fuck Hell's Headbangers was. We just moved out of our parents' house. It was the three of us living together. The Deathmaster 7-inch, I think we went on with those with us and Gloom Records. We got half the person very, very fast sold. Like flew out the fucking door. Actually, for years, I don't think to this date, and I've said it, I've thrown in the goddamn suggestion box, but of course, fucking old J-Dog got kicked around like a goddamn tomato can as usual. I threw out the idea, and I don't think it's been done to this day, unless my memory is just complete going to dog shit. Toxic Holocaust Deathmaster on a 7-inch picture disc. I said it back then. I said it probably about 5 years ago. The reissue just reissues a 7-inch picture disc. I like that cover art. Love those two tracks of Deathmaster and Heavy Metal Attack. But when those came out, dude, you couldn't even keep it on the fucking shelf. You were 100% anyone in the underground. Toxic Holocaust, Toxic Holocaust, Toxic Holocaust, greatest fucking band. Toxic Holocaust, Toxic Holocaust. I remember when Hell on Earth then came out, when NWM put it out. We got flies on fucking shit. Now Hell's gets anything by Toxic Holocaust. I don't give if it's brand new opening day. We get it on. Yeah, it sells, but I don't know. First weekend might sell 8, something like that, maybe 10. Yeah, I remember specifically the Iron Bonehead 7-inch. Yeah, literally all 100 overnight. That was the norm. That's how Toxic moved. So it's just funny. I know if I said this 20 years ago, Evil Never Dies banner, fuck yeah, fuck yeah, fuck yeah. As a matter of fact, I bet we would sell 100 in the first week. Easily. Now, yeah, we'd probably do it. It would sell some. I guarantee, I don't need that or whatever. Your poser ass was around back then, you sure fucking did. But anyways, put in the comments the fucking the devils that stuck around, the true Toxic fucking fans that stayed true, and they didn't throw in the towel because they went to Relapse Records, they sold out, even though they sound exactly the same, which makes no goddamn sense. Yeah, if you didn't turn into a fucking poser, caring about what other people like and statuses and shit like that, you're just actually into music, let me know. Would you like a fucking Toxic Holocaust Evil Never Dies goddamn banner? Hey, I'll put in the suggestion bin. Send old Joe a fucking email. Doesn't mean it'll happen, though. It might say eat shit and die. I'm doing it myself. Harry Quinn. J-Dog, I was watching some footage from the first Death Fest in Florida back in the 80s. Oh yeah, what year would that have been? Death Fest in the 80s. It sounds like a fucking good ass time to me, goddammit. It's Florida. How come everyone in the crowd are going crazy, having a good time, look like proper lads, and all have decent physiques? Did they have decent physiques in the crowd? But when you go to shows now, most of the crowd are low T skinny fats with shitty stubble and are just standing there. What would happen to my generation? Dysgenics. I'm not sure what the dysgenics are. I mean, dude, I'm telling you right now, part of this is just to just let anyone in. There ain't no Trump wall over here. Just let anybody in the goddamn metal scene. It's all okay. Pink t-shirt and all. King Fowley fucking knocked the guy out for fucking wearing a sweater to death match. The good old motherfucking days. Because it was a prideful thing. It was considered like a club, a cult, the tribe. Like I said, whatever the fuck you want to call it, there was a prideful thing. Now it's just any Tom, Dick, and Harry. Come on in. And again, I'm not somebody, well, JDo's gatekeeper. JDo's not a gatekeeper. JDo's just passionate as fuck about this shit. And quite frankly, you're dickhead ass fucking saying this. I promise you 10 years from now, you won't even be into this because you wouldn't be saying a stupid, silly comment like that. You may not agree, like, oh, anyone could get into it. You may agree, you disagree with what I'm saying, but you would at least, if you were true to this, you would understand where I'm coming from. I mean, I agree, but you'd at least understand. The fact that you don't, and you're completely deer in headlights, dick in the mouth, guy's a gatekeeper, blah, 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 means 10 years from now, you won't even be in this. Guaranteed. Seeing you all come and go. So don't give me that shit. Anyone else they know what I'm talking about. It's been in this for 20 years plus. They know what the fuck I'm saying. So that's part of it. As far as the low T skinny. I mean, that's just times. I mean, people send the computer, you know what I mean? Everything's accessible. Some people are just lazier and fatter nowadays. Some of it not by choice. No less active. Think about it. Back in the 80s, like you're saying, what did people do for entertainment? Video games barely even existed. At best, what was their fucking the Atari? People went outside. They rode bikes. They rode skateboards. Wrestled with their friends. Go swimming. Things like that. Kids don't do that nowadays. They're fat asses sitting on a fucking PlayStation eating goddamn fucking potato chips. So they're going to be a bunch of fucking skinny fat little bitches with fucking tits hanging off their chest. Is what it is. Generational thing. You know what I mean? That's their problem, not mine. Get your ass in the gym, brah brah. That's a man's hobby. Yeah, to me, video games, that's for fucking kids and fat boys, in my opinion. Sewer Vomit, J-Dog question. Basically, what you were saying is the internet is the worst thing to happen to the metal scene, question mark. I would say, if not, probably Ghost, Laugh or Louder, Slam worldwide. Yeah, see, I don't know why everybody hates on Ghost and shit. Another band got popular, because quite frankly, I mean, like, yeah, they're kind of like heavy metal, but at the same time, I consider them more just kind of like a hard rock pop band. Yeah, they're in the metal scene as far as like the fan base, but I mean, they don't annoy me by any means. And nobody's walking around, what's heavier than Ghost? Anybody that kind of listens to them knows they're not fucking heavy. It's kind of a commercially acceptable band that even, hell, even myself, I like some songs. I think the song Ritual is fucking great. I like most of the songs in the second album, and then after that was kind of my cutoff. But yeah, it was just, they were, I don't know, just kind of an easy, it's a band you could take home to mom. You know what I mean? And she would find it totally acceptable. So they don't buy me. And as far as do I think the internet's the worst thing that happened to the metal scene? Yes and no. I mean, as far as business, it was fucking great. I by no means would want to be fucking licking fucking stamps and envelopes and manually going up the post office, shit like that anymore. So it definitely has its perks. But yeah, as far as the fucking canoes coming in, the deathcore guys and the goddamn mushroom head idiots and just walk right the fuck on in. It's annoying for that, but you take the good with the bad. You know what I mean? So the internet was just for everything. Forget even just the metal scene was a great thing, but also an awful thing. You know what I mean? It's again, like I said, Napalm Death, a necessary evil. According to Joe Dinkin, worst thing for death metal is more hardcore kids trying to play it. See, I'm not too familiar. I kind of noticed. I think Goatman was kind of like saying times and times it's like the death metal today is mostly just a bunch of hardcore bands or hardcore kids into it. I don't know. Maybe maybe I'm just out of the loop. Like the newer bands coming up with younger bucks, it's just a bunch of like I don't know. Maybe it is. I don't know. I'm out of the loop, I guess. Ryan at Zerta 2, J Dog, Cannibal Corpse question. God damn it! Now we're talking my language. What is your favorite Barnes era album? What is your favorite Corpse Grinder album other than Vile? Favorite Barnes album is Tomb of the Mutilated, followed by Eaten Back to Life, then The Bleeding. Butcher the Birds is actually my least favorites. It's great for what it is as far as, I mean, it's a great album, around to 10, but just the songs aren't quite as memorable as as all three of the rest. To be honest with you, they're just not like, especially songs like Inner's Decayed, Rancid Amputation, shit. They blur together a little bit. Favorite song on there would be Meat Hook Sodomy. I don't know why they never play that fucking live. They always do Gutted and Cover with Sores, which are great, but I like Meat Hook Sodomy better personally. Favorite album favorite album with Barnes other than Vile would have to be Bloodthirst. Fucking love Bloodthirst. That's the first time I seen them was on that tour, so that was either 2000, 2001, whatever year they did that tour for, but he's either 00 or 01. And huge fan of that record to this day, guys. Love the song Powdered into Dust and Blowtorch Slaughter. My favorites on there too. And actually, the song I don't think they ever did live, even on that tour, that nobody ever brings. A song I'm a huge fan of is the last song, "Condemned to Agony." Basically, guys taking revenge. You know, the souls coming back and killing their murderer, basically killing the serial killer and torturing him to death and cutting his fingers off and stuffing him down his fucking mouth so they can't scream. Cool fucking cool lyrics, great fucking great sing along in my opinion. But nobody ever brings that song. Condemned to Agony, fantastic track. Very last song of the album. Huge fan of fucking Bloodthirst. Adam Chorobik. Hey J Dog, what's your favorite Polish extreme metal band, or even a specific release? I mean, the obvious, even though it's kind of a lame answer, I'd have to say fucking Vader, right? Favorite album by them? Like I've always said, my favorite thing by them is actually the demo disc, Reborn in Chaos. That was the first thing I picked up too. Ironically, it wasn't because of the demos. I didn't know. It's just Vader looks good and picked it up. Just saw three demos, and his vocals are drastically different on there. So loved that, especially the song Chaos, the first song on there, the demo version of it. But favorite album, honestly, it's kind of a toss up between Black to the Blind, De Profundis, and Litany. Any of those three, fucking love them. I will say this is now if you're meaning just extreme more underground bands, there's that label, I forget what it is. We get him in. He reissues all the Polish bands, the obscure Polish bands like Last War. There's another band called Ghost, early '90s death metal Polish band. I love when that stuff kind of comes out, but I gotta be honest with you, the Polish scene, where the obscure bands, none of them is kind of. It was always most of it's all the discs coming out. I check them all out. It's just kind of like background music for me. I'm like, it sounds very South American, and just nothing stands out. It's kind of almost like lack of oomph. You put it on, it's solid metal. It's raw. It's dirty. It's got the fucking death metal spirit. It's lacking that oomph. You know what I mean? As opposed to like you put on fucking Black to the Blind, which is a great fucking record. You know what I mean? Also from Poland, but yeah, probably Vader. But then again, yeah, Vader would probably be my favorite. But others, Behemoth. You guys know me. My favorite Behemoth, Satanica, and Pandemonic Incantations might be my favorite albums. Of course, Dead Infection. You know what I mean? The demos are my favorite for Dead Infection. The Start Human Slaughter, Rule 4 Remains. But favorite album wise would be the Surgical Disembowelment album. So, get one more goddamn question there. A couple questions skipping over. Is should I? They're asking if I like something. I've never heard of it, so instead of giving a one-word answer. Goatman asked me about Mortification discography. I actually just did a video. I don't know if it's up yet. It will be by the time you see this one about Mortification. So we'll see about that. Got that answer there. Here's a good one. Paul Crayutz. Any Devils a fan of Brutality? They put out a couple decent albums in the early '90s. So Brutality actually, the albums personally did nothing for me. They were in the fucking, like I just talked about, the Polish obscure death metal bands. Did it suck? It's just I put it on, just one ear out the other. It's good background, but it's nothing I buy. However, what is good is the fucking demos. And as a matter of fact, I think we have more in stock. I think it was Vic Records. The demo's been come out several times. The version I have, I think, is the Area Death. It's like a chubby disc, and I think it's a triple disc of all the Brutality demos. There's like live shows back in the day. Love the demos are fucking great, especially the first. Well, yeah, pretty much all of them, but the first two. Lust for Sex is on there. World War III. I mean, really, really good. It's like Death Thrash. Um, but then you get the albums. They don't because I heard the demos first, and then the albums is just like, oh, this is kind of just like generic '90s death metal with no standout parts. It's just like, and it sounded nothing like the demos. I'm like, it changed. Like I mean, the demos were fucking great. It's so much energy and just. So if you don't know the Brutality demos, I highly recommend going over and getting those. Like I said, I think we have a Vic Records one. It's a double disc, and I'm pretty sure it has everything. I don't think it might not have all the same recordings as the Area Death disc that I have, the chubby, but I think but it has all the demos. It just might be cutting out some of the live shows, maybe rehearsal or something. Because the Area Death one, it's a really cool release, but it does have a few unnecessary shit on there where it's just kind of filled it up. Like, all right, some of these recordings get a little excessive. They kind of sound like ass, from what I recall. But it has, what is there, 4 demos by Brutality? I think 4. But they're all on there. So if you can get that, if you don't know Brutality, looking to get into shit, like old school stuff, or I want to be in the fucking loop, just go over to Hell's and I think it's called Demo Collection or something like that. Get that, and you'll be in the motherfucking loop, and it smokes fucking Pantera, Cold Chamber, Mushroom Head, Tool, and all that other fucking shit that we talk about. Just fucking destroys them. Send them home on a goddamn stretcher. And it's more in the loop than all these fucking deathcore canoes of today. Destroys that shit fucking too. A bunch of bands I don't even know the name of, but I doubt the demos fucking sent them home on a stretcher. And that's first demo was early too, because they did their album like what 91 or 92 when the album finally came out. But the first demo, it's either I think it's 86. I was gonna say 87, but I think the first one's 86 even. Those are phenomenal. So go over and get that in case you guys are curious or didn't know. Fuck Brutality demos. If you only heard the album, I didn't really like Brutality. I didn't like the album either. Demo's phenomenal. God damn it. Let's go over and get them. Anyways, that's it for this one, Devils. Comments, questions, concerns, you know what the fuck to do. Put it in the goddamn comments box and I'll get an answer bright in the goddamn morning. Later, goddamn it.